Okay. Oh, it says we have 2 people in. I don't see anybody in the chat yet. Let's wait for the... Wait for this to start. Hello, Tangerine. Living out loud. Mercury in retrograde, folks. I don't know what happened. I planned to do this at 4:30, and I schedule it ahead of time like I usually do. And, I'll schedule it ahead of time, and then relax and prepare. So all along I'm thinking that it's for 4:30, and for some reason my phone scheduled one for 3:10. So if you got stuck at the 3:10, sitting there waiting for me to never show up, I'm so sorry. It's that damn planet. All right, let's go through some of the comments. Hi, Tangerine, living out loud. I Kale Sunflower. Hello, Stormy Night, Witchy Woman. Hello, guys. Whispering Cauldron. Hello, Jack. So how is everybody? Justin Townsend. Oh my God. Big news today. If you didn't catch Justin Townsend's live, wait a minute. Oh my God, I lost I'm squirreling. Oh, hold on. Oh God. Oh my God. Hold on a minute. I'm having a squirrely moment. I gotta go look at something here. Hold on. All right. Anyways. All right. Let's get back to it. What was I doing? Yes. That's right. I won a prize. So that's cool. So I'll find out more details tonight, and though, when I win a drawing, it's like you're giving me a gift. I don't sweat over it. My God, I'll take something that's it's like with me and Maddie. I take his altar cast-offs, and I'm happy with that. Like half of the stuff I have over here is stuff that he that doesn't have a home anymore on his side of the room. So yeah, don't go crazy. I'm appreciative of everything. I don't know what I won yet. I have an Instagram call tonight at 9 when Maddie comes home, and I'm gonna find out. That's why I was like, oh my God, maybe halfway through announcing it, I'm not gonna announce it yet. I'll announce it later when I've got all the details. So, oh my God, did I have a troll? Donald Trump. Awesome. Because I just love Donald Trump. Putin's puppet. He's got no strings to hold him down because he is an orange clown. And that's my take on Donald Trump. Anyways, thank you, Tangerine, the troll zapper. I am building the Death Star. If you didn't catch the popcorn party, I'm building the Death Star to take out Mercury so it doesn't go into retrograde anymore. And it'll be up for rent for any Trump hunters. Oh my God, I didn't say that. Oh my God, the FBI is going to kick my door down. No, FBI, I do not own a Death Star. And I'm not going to shoot Donald Trump with the Death Star. Okay. Anyways, why did I do this show? I don't know, sitting home here, kind of bored, because Maddie's at work, and I figured I've been wanting to discuss something for the longest time. I think now's the time. So if not all of you, most of you know that, I smoke a little bit of the weed here and there, mostly like nightly. Um, Hold on, I love that comment. Hey, I'm bored that I realized that you're on, so why not come on and stop by? See, I'm good for some mid-afternoon entertainment. Hi, Dandelion. How are you? So I wanted to talk about cannabis, and it's kind of like sometimes that elephant in the room. It's like even I have a hard time saying the word while on YouTube. It's like cannabis. Um, but the reality is, as cannabis goes through this wave of legalization. Oh, wait a minute, Jack. Oh my, I'm so squirreling. But Dave just took some CBD, yes, and I'm going to talk about that because CBD is such a great substance. Cannabis in and of itself is such a great substance. And I want to kind of touch into why and see if we can cut through the taboo of, uh, chip gobbling couch potatoes, smoking blunts and just being complete lumps of society. Because while I do think, and I will admit that there is an aspect of that, that's not, believe it or not, the norm. The norm is, especially in states where prohibition is rolling back, the norm is, everyday people taking some CBD or, smoking a joint in the evening, kind of like some would have that evening couple of beers or that evening glass of wine. And that's what it's morphing into. And you think about it, look at the histories of alcohol, because that's the great parallel. If you look at the history of alcohol and how, it was bad, it was during the days of Prohibition, when you had all the speakeasies and all that stuff. That's kind of like what weed had been. And now we're going through the topple of prohibition of weed, just like alcohol went, toppled the prohibition back then. But the thing is, while we want to touch that, because it's kind of, for me, it's great being in a state that with the prohibitions rolling back. I want to start by telling my story of cannabis. And here's the thing, I'm not going to lie and say I didn't start because of the psychotropic or, the high. Here's the thing. To me, getting high feels very similar to getting drunk. Albeit less room spinning and just, you do tend to be a little more focused, but the mood gets lifted. Now, and we all have gone through that phase in our lives where, we like to kind of toss back the glass, like Maddie was doing with the wine yesterday. And we met, we did a lot of that. Let me tell you, Maddie and I, we were regulars at a number of the big, gay clubs in Providence, and we were out on the town, and so I've tied one on. But what was always worrisome for me is that why I like to kind of drink a bit. one thing about me is I do not have an addictive personality. I could go from drinking every day to dry for months, and same thing with weed. I can go from smoking every day to, yeah, I just don't need it. And you know, so that's my personality. Everybody's personality is different. But see, with me, so right before I got, I met Maddie. Hi, Maddie. I see him say, hi, hubby. I love him. Right before I met Maddie, probably, I want to say, maybe 6 months to a year prior. So that's about 6 years, 7 years ago. I was diagnosed with borderline sugar diabetes, borderline diabetes. And you know, it runs in my family. And, you know, my mother had it, sisters have it. And, well, you know, it's come knocking on my door. Now, the thing is, you know, when you get that news, you start turning this life around. I got thinner, ate better, and kind of laid off the alcohol. Which when you're alone and you're really not doing much, I guess is easy to do. But when you're in the social animal of things, you know, you can't go to the club and stand there beating the lump with the Diet Coke while everyone else is having fun. This is in my mind. And I searched for, you know, so I drank a bit when I met Maddie, but I searched for that replacement. So, you know, and this was back before it was legal here. It was decriminalized, but for recreational. It was the replacement. But, you know, I found, you know, just using dry herb vapes and vape oils, it was very easy to conceal. And it became my replacement for alcohol. Now, see, the thing is, a couple things to note. I'm doing it, you know, right before going into a club to kind of get myself into that, and, you know, a little bit while we're out. So that takes the whole munchie factor out of it. And it actually really stepped in as a good replacement. So, you know, while I will take a sip of wine from here, you know, here or there, mostly just during the popcorn parties, I don't when I'm not. I just, like, I think I took one sip to taste Maddie's wine last night. But the thing is, I don't drink anymore. I've pretty much given up alcohol altogether. But I do, you know, it basically replaced it with my greens. So that's my kind of foray into it. So I mean, and now, moving on forward, what I've discovered. So that was my intent. You know, I don't have this grandiose story, you know, saying, you know, I had this illness and cannabis saved my life. I wish. Well, I do have a story, but that is not why I started. I started just to replace getting drunk, you know, when I'm out. Now, here's the thing. I am ADHD and an adult, which is tough. I have anxiety, and I'm, you know, I've gone through bouts of depression. I hate saying I'm depressed, because I'm not depressed. I'm actually pretty happy right now. But I've suffered from depression. So I mean, it's like that's like the melting pot of holy hell. So with anxiety, I've tried with my anxiety and my ADHD. I've tried the prescription medications, Ritalin, Adderall, you know, that stuff, and the side effects affected me more than the illness. So basically, and as funny as my mom, you know, may she rest in peace. God, I miss my mom. Now, see, if I start talking about my mom, I'll get all weepy. But she was a nurse, and she was the one, you know, the doctors had started me on Ritalin, and um, I was walking around like a zombie. So the prescription stuff didn't do jack for me. It just made me feel worse. So I kind of fought most of my life. But what I'm finding now is that when I regularly do, and I do modest amounts, it's like I don't, I don't smoke till I plop every night, but I'll do a few, maybe half a bowl, maybe a bowl. But what I've been finding is I sleep better. I am more focused, especially the day after at work. I'm calmer. But people at work make fun of me because I sit in the office with the leg, in a conference table like this. I'm in the chair. I'll be in the, the rocking office chairs. And I was kind of like doing this. I'll be the only one and like in the middle of a meeting. But now that, if I smoke the night before, get a good night's sleep, I would never advocate ever smoking in the morning before going to work or driving or doing anything like that. It's always just the night before, sleep, but the next day, it just calms me right down. And it really takes the edge off of the ADHD effects. And the anxiety, mind you. Though, watch your strain. Yes, I just saw iCale's sunflowers pop up. But the smell can be off-putting for, yes, weed stanks. It just does. Some strains smell different than others, but it's got a distinctive smell, especially if you're smelling it from a distance. But if you get the vape battery and the vape oils, you can't smell it at all. And there is edibles, but edibles make me feel different, except for CBD edibles. CBD edibles also are great. And I keep them handy. I think I got a bag over here. What? I got these. And the thing is, CBD is legal in all 50 states. Know that. You can get CBD oils. You can get them online. I don't know. There are sites you can get them online. And even these candies, I get these from Elite Ideas Trading in the mall. They have this. They have bigger bags, all kinds of CBD oils. Oh, lost my train of thought. And, you could get those CBD. They sell CBD honey, all that stuff. Take a quick pop to the comments. My dad relies on it to help with his back pain. Yes, and his temper, and suggested it for my anxiety since it can be a mess. This is the comment from Little Dandelion. Absolutely, it is definitely good for pain. One of my hernia operations, I relied on it because I don't like narcotic painkillers. And when I had my surgery, they sent me home with, I forgot what it was. It was a really bad one. Oh my God. Not morphine, but anyways, I can't remember the name of it. But I didn't want to take, because I took it and I got kind of loopy. And I was like, oh, I can't do this. So my neighbor was like, I'm suffering, just try and Advil or, ibuprofen after being cut into and a hernia repair. That ain't cutting it. So my neighbor says, you know what? And this is kind of how she introduced me to got me, not introduced me to, but got me started back into doing cannabis. Is she says, have some of this. And when I tell you, I am out for a few weeks from work, and it's like I'm in pain, I'm recuperating. It was the best. You know, I did not feel any of the pain. It took the pain right away. It helped my mood, and it just helped me heal. So yes, a little. It definitely is good for pain. And little dandelion, if you have anxieties, watch your strain because some can make you more anxious. But if you get the indica variety or the calming ones, and a great app to look at is Leafly. Get the Leafly app. It's great for anxiety. You're having an anxiety attack, you take a hit or whatever, and you're good. It'll calm that anxiety right down. So let's see. Back to the comments. Metabolize it, but the smell. Yeah, the smell is one thing that it is distinctive. Like, and I'll tell you, if you live in a place where it's not illegal anymore, I smell it. I smell it walking around the mall. I catch whiffs of it all the time, out in the open. I was in where was I? I was in Target the other day. Target in Warwick Mall, and someone walks by. Yep, I know what it is, but it definitely is. So my hubby says I've never had a brownie, but I did take a huge hit from a hookah one time by accident at a house party. No one told me there was weed in it, so I took a huge hit and yeah. That that's Maddie's story. I heard that story. And Maddie High. Maddie's I love my hubby. He is really so funny, especially when you loosen him up a bit. That's why I look forward to the popcorn parties because he just makes me laugh. Yes. Kenya or Nari, I don't know how to say that, but Naria 3, I vape CBD oil for my anxiety panic disorder as well as my chronic pain because weed isn't legal in my state. But the CBD oil and CBD vape will help to a point. A little less so, but a little bit for the pain. And it will over time for the anxiety in a different way. So the thing with using cannabis for anxiety, especially if you're having an anxiety attack, and this is when I'm having an anxiety attack, this is what I do. I have, I'll take a little bit of weed, whether it be, I usually just smoke bongs, so it's like, maybe, because when I smoke out of a bomb, I corner the bowl, which means, this is the bowl, I just light little bits. I don't fire the whole thing up and just destroy my lungs. So, but I'll do about a quarter to a half of a bowl of, and I usually only buy sativas, the uplifting, but I also pop one of those CBD candies. And what happens is when the THC and CBD, they kind of I don't want to say they cancel the effects out. They don't do that because they both calm. But like if you're smoking weed and you start getting the paranoids, pop a CBD candy, calms it right down. But so I do those, and that combination just, takes my anxiety attack right away. Now, if you smoke like an indica, which is a really calming, when having an anxiety attack, it'll calm it right down. I just don't choose to smoke indica because it puts me to sleep. But it is a really good thing. A really good thing. But even doing the CBD oil will definitely, kind of take the edge off of anxiety. Linda Pluma says, due to latex allergies, I grow and process my own because it isn't common to know if latex. Yes. Yeah, Linda, very, very smart. And I probably most definitely would avoid buying any of the oils because who knows even if what chemicals they put in there. But yeah, there's nothing better to grow your own. You know where it's coming from, and you know that latex is because that could be nasty stuff. I know a few people that are allergic to latex. Absolutely. Let's see what else. Any other comments? Okay. Anyways, I think that's all the comments I want to touch on. I wanted to touch and we'll bounce back and forth to the comments. Oh, no, Siri's gonna babble. All right, so let me pull up my iPad. Yeah. Oh, what happened? Hold on. Why does my iPad never... Oh, anyways. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Technology just kills me. And I can hear myself in my iPad. So anyways, so I'm going to go through this in the backward order. So there's a couple of articles that I've come across that I wanted to kind of... I did this morning. I was going to film it, but I woke up too late to set everything up and film the consecration. And I'm sorry, this is I'm responding to Tangerine. The Book of Shadows she gave me. I wanted to consecrate it live, but I woke up too late, and I wouldn't have, because I would have to have been on by like at least 10 o'clock, because I want to make sure I'm off by 10:30 in preparation for Simon, who comes on at 11 with Hexen's interview. So yeah, the timing just didn't work out, but I did get it consecrated. It is actually sitting on one of my altars. I haven't written anything else in it yet, but that will happen. Oh yes, excited. So anyways, there's an article on WebMD, and I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'm going to pull some excerpts about, and it's on ADHD and kind of the causes. So I'm going to studies show that brain chemicals called neurotransmitters don't work the same in children and adults with ADHD. There also tend to be differences in the way nerve pathways work. The brain chemical dopamine may also play a role. So here's there's another article from research that came out of Europe that proves that this was a study that moderate use of cannabis raises dopamine in the brain. So now, with people with ADHD, one characteristic is a reduced level of dopamine in the brain that is a factor in ADHD. So what they're finding is prolonged use of moderate amounts of cannabis, like I said, reasonable amounts, raises that dopamine in the brain, and that's kind of how it kind of helps outside of just the mood effects. That's how it kind of helps with dealing with ADHD. I wanted to pull up what I lost is a study. So if you're on Facebook, look up a page called RIPAC, and it's a Rhode Island-based, basically a Rhode Island-based marijuana, pro-marijuana group, and they have an article that I lost, but there are studies that they exposed many different cancer cells to cannabis, and they found that it killed off the cells. So that was another amazing thing that we're finding as now, as the taboo wears away, cannabis may actually have so many more medicinal purposes. That's okay, living out loud. This was a pretty much impromptu, quick live, and you know, I appreciate you stopping by. Let's see, any more comments in here? So definitely, if you're on Facebook, pop that out. I wish I could find. Let me see if I can find it. I don't like kind of. Making you look at me do nothing, but I really wanted to find this article because it was fascinating. Oh, please let me find it. There's another article, actually, as I'm scrolling. I'm sorry. There's another. I am scrolling a bit. It's just because I'm trying to find this cancer article. But there is another article that they have where cannabis is being used to treat irritable bowel syndrome. But I really want to see. Yes! Oh, my God. Thank God I found it. And it's actually, it's actually from another site called rxleaf.com. Standard cancer treatments must be adapted to all type of locations of the tumor, whereas cannabis is an equal opportunity killer. This is an article that's saying cannabis kills all types of cancer cells that science has tested so far. So, I just want to read a little bit from this article. Curing cancer is the holy grail of medical research and is the most coveted breakthrough of our time. If we could discover a way to prevent malignant cells from overrunning the human body, not only will we save millions of lives, we would end years of suffering, and we could finally feel superior to shocks, which are rumored to be cancer-free. It turns out they actually can be afflicted. Oh, I didn't know that. So that's a little side note. Is cannabis the way? Studies so far show that cannabis kills all types of cancer cells. You know, so they go on that says one treatment doesn't kill them all, but in these tests, and that's like I said, RIPAC on Facebook. If you check out their page, scroll down a little bit, and they have a link to that. Oh, and maybe I'll post it in the comments. I will before I'm done here. But it's very interesting that, you know, cannabis is really getting inroads as an alternative or even a supplement to traditional medicines. So yeah, I mean, so that's kind of my foray into the whole thing. Like I said, I went into cannabis with one idea, and as my mind opened up, all the benefits and all of the positives that it has to offer, you know, kind of show through. Even, you know, and this is all in tests and stuff. I saw another one on RIPAC is what I call it, is that they just finished clinical trials with cannabis treating PTSD. Now, they haven't released the results yet, but from what I understand, it's been pretty promising. And now there's another article on this, and let's put this one, because this is from Forbes. So I would imagine pretty reputable. Pretty reputable. Oh my God, I need a drink. My mouth is dry. But this one is cannabis for Parkinson's and Alzheimer's disease. So this is something that's a little bit kind of personal to me. I'm sorry. And I think it would be pretty personal to a lot of folks. And that's Alzheimer's disease. My mom in her late and final years had advanced stages of Alzheimer's. And the quick story about my mom, health wise, is that she wasn't the healthiest person. She was a little overweight, even though towards the later part of her life she was not. But she was a heavy smoker, heavy, 2, 3, 4 packs a day. She was up to almost a carton a day at her max. And she, she, had a series of strokes. So her brain kind of went through lots of trauma. So that accelerated her Alzheimer's. And, so when someone suffers from Alzheimer's, oh, look, I have a troll. Hold on, I gotta remember how to do it. Hold on, let me deal with my troll. Yeah, goodbye. Anyways. Is that clicking? So, anyways, where was I? So it's a very tough thing to witness. When when a loved one goes through Alzheimer's. So I come across this article, and if there's something that can treat Alzheimer's, I'm all about that. So I'm going to read an excerpt. So Dr. Ethan Russo is a world-renowned authority in the medicinal use of cannabis. An academic researcher, author. Okay, this is, I want to get into the meat. In this interview, this is an interview. In this interview, let's see. Let's read the interview. If medical cannabis targets our endocannabinoid system, my God, what is the involvement of the system in Parkinson's and Alzheimer's? He says the ECS, the endocannabinoid system, regulates most physiological systems in the body, but above all, the nervous system, where it helps to achieve the balance that allows individual nerve cells to communicate. What is the research with cannabinoids and Parkinson's disease showing? And they do these in like a mouse model, but in a mouse model of PD, treatment with nabiximols, which is a cannabis-based pharmaceutical. Wait a minute. Resulted in improvement in dopamine neurotransmitter function. So there's that word. Remember I was talking about ADHD and dopamine? So this is actually even ties into that. And I didn't even realize, I didn't even make that connection. So it actually, what he's saying there is it actually improves the way your nervous cells kind of communicate, transmit. Let's go to the next question. And what about cannabis for Alzheimer's? So this is the one that I'm interested in. The story in Alzheimer's is even more intriguing. Both THC and CBD have been shown to interfere with the with the production of abnormal toxic matter in the brain of such patients. This is quite exciting, insomuch as synthetic drugs designed for similar purposes have yet to advance in the clinic. Both THC and particularly CBD are known neuroproductive agents that hold the potential to slow or perhaps even halt the degenerative process. On the symptom side, THC is as a single agent has proven beneficial in Alzheimer's patients in reducing nocturnal agitation, which is true. They call it what the hell do they call it? They call it sundowning. People with Alzheimer's, when the sun goes down, they hallucinate. They kind of freak out. And I've witnessed this with my mom. And they literally had to sedate her sometimes, which killed me. But and the thing is, and actually I just saw your post for Shell. My computer's being a little weird, but I saw it, your comment. The symptoms do get worse. So if they can treat that, that's killer. That's good for Alzheimer's sufferers. The thing is, just if, and these are all very infancy studies, right? Because the taboo of cannabis is just peeling away. So they're just starting these studies, right? But if it can halt and slow the progress of Alzheimer's, and it runs in my family, why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? So very interesting stuff. Give me a sec to refresh this so I can kind of go back to the comments. With Mercury in retrograde, the electronics are definitely not working well. All right. So 55 Degrees says, my daughter suffers from PTSD and other issues and has just started with CBD. I hope it helps too. And like I said, it's been showing promise. It really has been showing promise. Where other drugs and other treatments may have fallen short. Barry 48 says, don't let that get you down, sweet Dave. You are perfect, and I love you. Oh, well, I must have been referring to what the troll. Oh yeah, trolls. I actually am excited that I had my first troll. I just wish he could have been more creative. I think he's my first troll in the chat. And I want to go mwah to my admins, which, I mean, what do you see? I think I only got one in here. Oh, no, I got two. Celtic's in here, too. Good job, admins. I went to time him out, but someone beat me to it, and I love it. But thank you. That's an awesome comment. Thank you, Cherry. Let me see. Let me see. The crude puppies come. Yeah, I don't worry about them. I actually didn't even see it. Little Dandelion says, I'm glad there's a lot of newer studies coming out with positive results. The negative stigma is finally starting to relax a bit. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's something that I find exciting. And I used to hold those negative stigmas. Because I've seen, and with anything, there's an ugly side. And I've seen the ugly side. But the problem is, it isn't, there are people, I have a brother who was just a druggie from birth. And he did weed, but the thing is he drank and he did other stuff too. But it is, just like with anything, you got to approach it with caution. But that's where these studies are going to come in. And it is happening so rapidly that state by state, it's getting legalized. Pretty soon, I want to say pretty soon, before, I say within the next year, I think all of the New England states, and I possibly, including New York, if it's not legal in New York already, but I think all of the Northeast, it's going to be legal, probably within a year. And it is just state by state, it's just kind of getting out there. So that's that. All these newer studies, that definitely helps that. And it helps people. That's the thing. Silver Willow says, I keep trying to get friends and relatives who have health issues and cancer to use cannabis, but they are all Christians and won't touch it. Yeah, so that's the stigma. So I'll tell you a story. I'll tell you a story. Um, and I'm gonna kind of doctor the story up a little bit to kind of conceal the identity of this person. So I know a person, and we'll call her X. Not an I'm gay, so I never had an ex girl. Um, she has RSD, and that's I forgot what it's called. RSD slash CRPS, and basically it's like fibromyalgia turned up to 100. It's very debilitating to the point that you can't function. Burning sensations, disfigurement. It's really terrible. So she was going to a doctor, for treatment. And the problem is, with traditional medicine, it's up the dosage, try this new pill and add this one. She was on pill form of morphine, reflex sympathetic dystrophy. I think that's it. I think that is it. But she was on pill form of morphine. I can't even think of the other pills. But just a cocktail of painkillers, like narcotics. And she calls me up one day, and she's like, and this was uncharacteristic of her, but she literally sounded like she had that tone in her voice, like a junkie, and I hate to say that, but that's kind of like the sound. She's like, Dave, do you have anything that can kill pain? Do you have any anything left over from when you had your surgery? Anything? I'm like, no, I throw all that out. Why? She's like, I can't get the drugstores to fill my morphine, which she had come to rely on to function, not only because of addiction, but because of the pain with RSD, CRPS. And she was taking so much of it, the drugstore says, we're not selling anymore because we think you're selling it on the streets, basically. This is what the drugstore did. It was awful. So I said to her, I don't. But I says, you know what? Come over here. Come to my house. And trust me. She came over. And I packed a bowl. And I says, smoke this. And now she's like, oh, no, I can't. Because her husband at the time was, one of those anti-drugs is wrong, blah, blah, conservative people. And she's like, this person will kill me. I'm like, please, you want the pain to go away? Just do this. She took a couple hits. We're passing it around. Before you know it, we're sitting on this, well, not this couch, but a couch like this. And we're watching, I think we were watching Family Guy, laughing. I turned to her and says, you feeling better? And she's like, oh my God, I don't feel any pain or anything. Fast forward to today, she is on medical marijuana. And she's fully productive in society. She works, she's raising kids, and she's gone from debilitated to functioning in society. So it really is kind of an amazing thing. 55 Degrees says cannabis has amazing results for Parkinson's disease too. Yeah, this article I was just reading touched on Parkinson's. It eases the tremors almost immediately. Absolutely. That article didn't mention that, but yes. Absolutely. Michelle says, wow, Dave, that's a great story. You saved her from... Oh, and it gets me emotional. But yes, a nasty, addiction. An addiction that wasn't even an illegal drug lord driven that guy in the dark alley. No, this is doctor prescription addiction. It's almost a rhyme there. Doctor prescription addiction. I made that up. But yeah. Hi Simon, how are you? But yeah, this is kind of what the drug industry. It's like, and I don't want to get into this whole damn drug industry, but it is really true. It's just they prescribe more and more and more, and that's their answer to it all. When, and I've always been, and I haven't gotten into this on the channel yet, but I've always been a bit of a homeopath. When I upset tummy, I'll try a little ginger root, stuff like that. I don't use nose sprays a lot, but sometimes my allergies bug me and they sell this, and I wish I knew the name, but it's a nose spray made of chili pepper, liquefied, and because I just don't like the chemicals, so it is an amazing thing to see how something that has such a stigma on it actually be used to shatter the stigma that's on it, by breaking an addiction. It's pretty good. Let's see. That's what I need. So Sherry Berry 48 says, that's what I need. I have trouble with my back and legs. The doctors are working. Oh, what happened at school? Are working on me. He says, well, yeah, I hope, I hope that, they succeed. It may help. And, I believe it'll help. Like I said, let's be realistic, though. It isn't going to cure 100% of everything. There's no miracle thing, on the planet. But try it. It doesn't hurt to try it. That's what these doctors, that's what they do. Oh, are you having, you have ADD, ADHD. Yeah, try Ritalin. Oh, that doesn't work? Oh, try Adderall. Oh, that doesn't... Let's just try both of them. And that's what they do, Let's see. Sad how people put profit before the well-being of others. Natural things can help as well in some cases with medical needs. Absolutely, little dandelion. Absolutely. I believe in that. Let's see. Sherry says, oh my God, not all overshadow. But after this, check out my video to see how this one meanie head exit teach treated me. Oh, definitely, Cherry. Hey, look. I'll squirrel a bit. We are all in here to support each other. So I have no problem if you're like planning a live or have a video that you posted on your channel, if you want to post it in here, absolutely. Absolutely. This chat, I'm not the chat police. As long as you ain't calling me fat, like our troll did, I think my moderators would be quite lenient. But definitely. We see Stormy Night says, any drug arcane be mis or overused. But weed is nowhere near as addictive nor debilitating and prescribed drugs. That reminds me of another fact that just popped into my brain. There was and I don't have the article ready, and I wish I did, and I'm going to try to find it. But not here. I don't want to bore you guys to death. There have been studies on why you can't overdose from cannabis. And you can't. You can overindulge, and what'll happen is you'll either get like super paranoid, and there's things you can do for that, or you'll fall asleep. But you can't. There is not a case ever of someone dying from just cannabis, unless it's like getting high and driving or anything like that. Now in comparison, to other drugs like morphine or whatever, they attack the or they mostly affect the brain stem. You know, like if you like a line of coke or any other of the other, and I believe even alcohol, that's where it affects the brain stem. That's the where the systems that they where there affects the brain, the systems in the brain that they affect to create their effects. Cannabis doesn't really do much with the brain stem. It does it with the hemispheres, where you know, which is why it's a mood enhancer. Now, so why is that you can't overdose and die if it? Well, because the brain stem is what instinctively controls your heart, your breathing, your, you know, all your bodily regulations. All of that is brain stem. Okay, cannabis doesn't affect that. It affects the other parts of the brain, and the cannabinoidal system, which what it does to the cannabinoidal system is just makes the transmitters more efficient. So, you know, there's no chemical overstimulation at the brain stem. So that's what this study says. I don't know. I wouldn't want to try it. You know, I wouldn't want to eat a dozen cannabis brownies. No, I wouldn't. Little bits, thank you. But I found that interesting, and I just got reminded of that. Let's go back to see what else is in the comments. Let's see. Kanira. I wish I knew how to say that. Naira. I'm gonna say Naira. Naira3 says, I live with a rare disease that's painful. I've smoked a bowl to get rid of the pain, but Wisconsin is so backwards. They keep introducing the bill to pass, but it sadly keeps getting denied. Oh, for medical. Yeah, that's really, look, you know, that is really sad. But you know something? Let's get a little political here. I challenge everybody on this live to just send an email to your representative, or saying, just voicing your support. You know, that's how you make change. If these people in Wisconsin want to keep voting things down, if more and more people keep saying, hey, smarten up, they'll turn their tide or vote them out. You know, because it's sad. It's sad that, you know, when people can be helped so much, and, you know, our own taboos and processes stand in the way of that. It's kind of sad. Let's see, any more. Diet also fixes so much. My doctor prescribed me something for my stomach ulcer that landed me in the hospital. No pain since. I went on an alkaline diet. Yeah. So I'm trying to do, diet, of course diet's important. Diet, activity, all of that's important. You got to have a healthy lifestyle. And I'm a little bit chunky. I'm in my chunky months, which is really tough because usually I'm skiing, but now that I'm falling apart, I can't ski. So I'm itching for spring. We can do nature sessions, and I'm going to do videos from my kayak. What the hell? It's going to be fun. But yeah, a good healthy lifestyle. Absolutely. I'm actually trying, I failed miserably last night with the popcorn, but trying the Candida diet. And that's basically cutting down on a lot of carbs. That's a whole other show that I will do, how food in this country has been made to make us crave the bad foods that they can quickly sell us. And that's why there's carbs in everything. It's a partnership with capitalism and the Candida bacteria, But we'll do that. That's another show. Because we're coming up on an hour, and I only wanted this one to go about an hour, so I'm going to wrap it up. Let's see, a few more comments. Let me see. Simon, watch it before. Wait a minute. What are we talking about here? No, I went straight from yours to Kelly's and now Dave's. Simon, watch it before bed. You'll either have nightmares or laugh so hard you'll have a great sleep. I'm definitely. It sounds good. That's awesome. Let's see what else. Little Dandelion says, I think it's legal for medical use in my state, but I don't remember. Yeah, I forgot, Little Dandelion, where you're from. But you know, it doesn't hurt to find out. A quick Google search will tell you if it's legal for medical, and just talk to your doc. All right, do we have any more comments? Is there any questions? Like, we have a few minutes of open questions while we're over our hour. But yeah, I guess this kind of wraps it up. This is my deal with the devil's lettuce. Let me see. When I was 55 degrees. That's when I was a traveler. One of our community used to make amazing cannabis brownies. Unfortunately, his dog got to them one day. Poor wee thing slept for nearly 18 hours. He was fine the next day. Oh, yeah. Well, see, that kind of proves the point of the article that I was talking about. The dog ate all the brownies, probably slept for a week, and then got up and it was fine. Anywho, it's been an awesome, oh my God, it's been an awesome couple of lives, and I'm glad to be back, and I hope to do more of this stuff. I want to kind of branch out on more different stuff like this. So thank you for stopping by. Boops for everybody. It's all booping. Booping for you, and booping for me. So anyways, thank you, and have a great rest of your week.